Hi there, this is Solitary Ronan from Solitary Ronan Films, and welcome to the final episode of One Director, 4 Films. Like all good things, it has to come to an end. Obviously this could go on, but I have another idea for a director series to get all of your brain cells thinking. So today, as a tribute to the man who recently died, it's Jean-Luc Godard. This is going to be very much like my Ozu episode and my Fellini episode, in the sense that I saw Godard films a long time ago, haven't really revisited them as other areas of the backlog have grown, but I do have a bunch of his films to rewatch, so my choices aren't going to be as crystalline and diamond point exact as your comments. But again, this series is about a fundamental choice, a favourite choice, an underrated gem, and a flounder. The film doesn't quite land with you. Now, Godard obviously had a very long career, the enfant terrible of the French New Wave. Not everybody's cup of tea. I've always found him intimidating for some reason. So again, I mean, I'm only going to give 2 choices, and this is generally from my memory, but obviously I need to rewatch his films, that's a given. But for fundamental, I'm going to go with Breathless. Again, this is another greatest hits. Probably Godard fans probably wouldn't think it's his best film, but again, it's one of his most successful. It was remade with Richard Gere, so it must be good. Again, Breathless is in that kind of realm of one of those films that's kind of appears on top 100 films of all time, even if there's only 2 or 3 other non-English language films in it. But again, it's a film I need to rewatch, but I'm going to go with Breathless as the fundamental. For my favourite, again, this is all from my deep recesses of memory, but I'm going to go with Alphaville, which is obviously also in this set. It's Godard doing science fiction, but in typical Godard way. Again, it's a film I really need to rewatch, but I remember really loving it when I actually watched it a long time ago. So for underrated and flounder, I do not have choices. Again, I need to watch this set, which is Breathless, Infame, Le Mépris, Pierrot Le Fou, and Alphaville. And I also have Weekend to watch. Again, I have seen these films, but you're talking 30 years ago. So I really need to rewatch them. But again, this series has been all about your comments, and I appreciate everybody taking the time to leave those comments. They're always fun to read. I think this has been a fun little series, a fun little exercise to see your fundamental favourites, underrated gems, and flounders. So, like I say, thanks very much for joining in this series. I do have another director series coming, as far as a way to tax your little grey cells. So hopefully you'll join me for that. I'll maybe leave it a few weeks before I start that one, so you can all stew in your own One Director 4 film choices. So this is Solitary Ronan from Solitary Ronan Films. saying thanks very much for joining in, and hopefully you'll join me again soon.